Welcome back to MakeMoneyBuzz.com. Now at this point you should have found your at least 5 to 10 keywords that we can use to start our websites with. Now I'm back in Market Samurai because I just found that it's sometimes easier just to stick with one program. So if you want to keep with Market Samurai, that's fine. If you just want to do it the old-fashioned way, that's fine. So we're going to go to our keywords that we had found. And for this one, I'm just using our old example that we just saw because I don't want to adversely affect my site by having everybody here go over there. Like, oh, let's go look at Adam's site, see how it's coming along and generate kind of artificial traffic, as it were. I want my site to be real legit so all of you get a real idea of what's going on. So welcome back. Alright, so now we are in our keyword. So of course I'm not going to build a site based on cooking filet mignon, but as I said, I don't want to contaminate the search results in this project by giving you the keywords I'm using, giving you the address I'm going to use, because I want to see what I can get through real results. So anyway, so now imagine you have your 5 keywords, your 10 keywords here. By selecting any one of them, you can go and down to domains and say seed keywords. So we want cooking filet mignon. Just do it. No spaces. Do it with spaces. Domain variations doesn't really matter. If it's going to be a shop site, review site, social site, doesn't really matter. Domains. It's become more increasing where .net, .org are becoming more popular, but I'm kind of old-fashioned. I still like my .coms. So domain filters, I'm not going to put a filter on, so just do find domains. So it's going to go through and it's going to give ideas. And here's a 100% link to the site. It's 100% available. It's just basically the website about the keyword. So let's see if it's available. So I do check, and green means go. And so that, if I really wanted to have a website entitled Cooking Filet Mignon, it's available. I can do it. And just for argument's sake, I'm going to buy it. So it launches my browser. Let me resize it for you so you can see everything. And you could do through Namecheap. HostGator is not available, and GoDaddy. Now I prefer GoDaddy. I've been using it for a while, so I'm going to go through GoDaddy. And actually first I'm going to go through my site to, might as well just go through my site, tools and resources, website hosting and domains, there's GoDaddy. So find the perfect domain name. Well, let me take a look again. I actually forgot. Cooking filet mignon. Okay. So cooking. Hey, guess what? It's available. Well, I knew it was available. I'm sorry about the prices. It's still showing yen, but I'll change it to dollars. But not that it really matters, It is what it is. So it's $3. So when you register for 2 years or more, the first year $2.99, and it's also going to offer additional .net, .org, but we don't really need it. So that seems good enough. So we're going to go with just select it. We're not going to do the whole .net, .org, .info things. And as I said before in my site, you just want .com. And it's going to give you different options or different sites. You could all link to one, but let's just continue to the cart. So Do you want this extra? Do you want this extra? Do you want this extra? No, 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 no. Click continue to cart. So basically they're offering you 2 years. You could do 1 year, but I always do 2 years. I mean, what's the harm in that? And here's also, again, additional options. Don't click, don't click, don't click. So you're looking at $18.34 for 2 years, which isn't bad at all. So you click to proceed to checkout. If you're a new customer, fill it in. Then you basically do your billing and payment. You place your order. Then there's the thank you. But for me, this is as far as I can go, just because I don't really want to buy this domain. I already have a domain. So I'm just going to stop here. But it's all self-explanatory. If you ever bought anything or shopped anything online, just set it all up. My main point of going through this was to show you how to do it and to show you that you don't really need any of the extra bells and whistles that they're offering. If you feel interested, that you want to do the .org, .net, .info, that's great. You know, it's useful. I mean, that'll prevent anybody else from stealing your site. Like one of my friends, he was setting up a business, and he had his main business was such and such.com. Well, it turns out that such and such.com was taken, but such and such.net was open. So he ended up buying such and such.net. So if it's something you're interested in protecting, you know, maybe you want to have all of them, then be my guest, you know, do this little add all feature. And it's actually not too bad. It only goes up to $35.67. So it's not so bad. And of course, it offers you all the features. Well, that's interesting. It only goes 1 year for those. So if I bump those all up to 2 years, because 2 years I think is probably the best way to do it. Because for Google, I may have mentioned this before, I'm not sure, but Google counts any site that is 2 years or older as being aged. So if your site's less than a year old or even 1 year old, Google's not really going to see it as a established domain. So 2 years is probably the minimum you want to do for anything. And okay, well, yeah, that's kind of bumped it up a little bit high for my opinion, but it's just an option if it's something you're interested in doing. Okay, so that's one option. Now the next option is a little bit different. Still uses GoDaddy and what we're going to do is GoDaddy Auctions. Now this is the other way of purchasing a domain. Now this one doesn't really involve using the keywords you found in Market Samurai. Now this way is, here we're finding a domain that has age. So imagine the same shopping mall. If you please visit my site, because I have a lot of stories and analogies that might help you. And one of them is, imagine SEO as a shopping mall. So your website is a store. It's at the very end of the mall. So there's this entire shopping mall is about, the example I gave was tennis. But for this one, this is cooking. So the entire shopping mall is about cooking. So we have stores on appliances, stores selling ingredients, stores selling knives, stores selling just cookbooks. You know, so there's all these stores, like millions of stores. And you want to start a new store. So I'm the host, you know, I'm Google. I'm gonna put your store, it's brand new. I don't know who you are. I don't know about the information you have. So I'm gonna put you at the very end. I'm sorry, it's just how it is. You know, I got to put my best sellers up front because I want people to come and use my services. But by using an auction site, so imagine there is a store, maybe out of million stores, this one store is maybe rank 3,000, or this other store is maybe rank 50,000. It sounds like, oh gosh, it's still way out there, but trust me. When you're at the millionth store, 50,000 or 3,000 is like, oh my gosh, look how close I am. So we're going to look for an auction site. An auction site is basically just a website that, to think of it as a store that has closed its doors. So people sometimes buy websites. They'll just go out, they'll think of like a great name for a website, they'll go to GoDaddy, they'll buy it, and they'll hold on to it and put it up for sale. Which, if you're good at making websites or you anticipate something, go for it. Put it up on auction. Here's beardcenter.com. For $1,000, you can buy this domain. forthewriter.com, $5,000. donj.com, $17,000. So this is a business in itself. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're at auctions.godaddy.com. We're going to go to advanced search. Here, first thing we always start with our keywords. We want to change it to contains. And since I said kitchen, I'll put in kitchen. And I want .com, extensions.com. Attributes, I want a buy now option. I want to be able to buy it now. I don't want to have to do the whole auction thing. And last thing that's most important, domain age. At least 2 years, and max maybe 10 years. And traffic, I'm going to put 1, minimum 1. And I'm going to run my search. So here we have our results of websites that have been established. So I'm going to sort by the highest traffic first because, why not? And kitchenprojects.com. So this sounds like more like a renovation, construct a kitchen type of site. But let's just take a look. It's at the top of the list with 59 searches at least. And age, it's 3 years old. It's been looked at 12 times by other people. I can buy this for $9. So if I wanted to create a website about like designing kitchens or kitchen designs, I might choose kitchenprojects.com. But I'm not really interested in that. So mamasinthekitchen.com. Now I'm not a woman, but it's still, who's to say, I can't make a site for somebody else, maybe my mom. I can write a story about how my mom used to cook these delicious dishes. So Mama's in the Kitchen, it's 5 years old. It gets 56 hits a month. So this is actually, for me, it's an interesting one just because I like the title. It sounds genuine. It sounds heartwarming. It sounds, decent. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to do the last part of our search before buying, and we're going to do some research on that. And by doing that, we're going to do the Wayback Machine. Now this is a really cool thing. I'm glad I learned this from one of the books I've read in one of the courses I was watching. Basically, the Wayback Machine is a gigantic library. Every site on the web, this site, Wayback Machine, has looked at it at some point. And periodically it'll make just like an image. It'll take a picture of the site. So here in 2015 it did it twice, it seems. Here's August 1st. Oh, okay, so not too long ago. Let's see what, actually it's a couple weeks ago. Let's see what it looked like 11 days ago. So by clicking on it, then clicking on the time, 11:45 p.m., it's going to pull up the site. So this is what the site. Okay, so it just says that it expired. Okay, that's not really helpful. So we're going to go back to last year, 2014, and maybe, let's go mid-year, May. Click on today. Let's see what it looks like. Hey, this actually looks like a really nice site. There's its AdSense. It has a pop-up for adding as a bookmark. I don't really like doing that kind of stuff in your face. And it has lots of advertisements. And it doesn't seem like it's very well organized. So maybe that's why its traffic wasn't very good. So stuff you need. Let's see what stuff you need. Okay, maybe talking about recipe books. And I bet you, yep, everything's by Amazon. So this is like an Amazon affiliate type site, which is nice for us because it's kind of out there and not really specific to anything. So we can take this over and make it pretty much anything we want. So they have jams and jellies and chutneys. So this is a good cooking site. And actually, if I didn't already have a domain, I would totally buy this one because it seems like it's something really. It's got 5 years. It's still getting like hits every month, 56 hits every month. So I would definitely buy this. Now, posting this video, some of you might actually do that. So if you want it, go for it. Okay, but basically you go to buy it now, and this is the same process. The main difference is, though, that you will have to wait 2-3 days, maybe up to 2 weeks for them to transfer the ownership to your name. So it's a little bit of a time, takes a little bit of time, but that's really no problem at all because you have a lot more work to do. We still have to buy our host, and we have to write our first article. So go through, buy your website, and get ready, get set up, and I'll see you in the next video.